Want to stop juggling spreadsheets, calendars, and a dozen apps just to run your rentals? Lodgify makes it easy. It's an all-in-one toolkit for hosts. Build a direct booking website, automate guest messaging, and keep all your channels in sync. Running your rental business your way has never been simpler. And for Good Morning Hospitality listeners, you can get 20% off any yearly plan with code GMH20. Just check the link in the show notes to get started today.
Welcome to Good Morning Hospitality, your one-stop shop for the latest news, noteworthy trends, and thought-provoking discussions across the industry. From hotels to short-term rentals to all things travel and hospitality, you'll find each episode equips you with the information that you need to start your week. Join us on Good Morning Hospitality every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sarah. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. I know there's two of us.
Yeah, what's going on over there? Who have you brought to the show, Sarah? No one told me.
Not a second, Sarah. So I'm here. Actually, I'm in Miami. I'm down the street from you, but I'm here with Adam Bissell, who is the managing director of the AKA in Brickell. Hey, Adam.
Hello. Good morning.
This is so excited. So cool because, we've got Adam on as kind of a co-host for today. We'll talk a little bit about what's happening in the AKA here, Brickell, and then kind of dive into our topics after that.
I love it.
Yeah. So fun fact, and why I think this is actually so perfect for what we're doing. I used to work with Adam.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Adam. How was that?
I was a little apprehensive at first.
You were right. Okay, to be fair, you passed on hiring me at first because I was overqualified.
Yeah, we thought you were overqualified and you would just leave us.
Yeah.
But
I stuck around for almost 9 years.
Yep, so I was wrong on that one.
Yeah.
Well, you see, but now you guys are together in Miami. Having some good time, and we got to tell the listeners we miscommunicated this morning. We should have been all together this morning in Miami, but we'll meet up and we'll make it happen.
I know,
listeners, you always love when we're in the same room and putting on the live show. But we're also gonna have some fun. But what's been going on? Why are you here in Miami?
Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, who me?
Yeah. You. Why are you here?
Me.
I live here.
Okay, that's true. Good point. Okay. I'm here because I've been here for Sea Trade. So the really big cruise conference that happens every year. By the way, it is phenomenal. If you have just even as a hospitality professional, even though we have hotel backgrounds, it is so cool to see what they're doing. And they're just so forward thinking. They're really trying to just do really new things. And so I got to speak on a panel yesterday talking about social media and hospitality in the cruise industry space with Bill Panoff. You know him probably from Porthole Cruise, the magazine, and then also a dear friend, Scott Eddy, and some other individuals as well. So definitely had a good time yesterday. And it's nice to be here. But I was like, I have to come check out Adam's hotel.
I love it. I love it.
He's got a great hotel. And I just got back from Vegas. So I was in Vegas for my brother's bachelor party. I survived.
Yeah. Ooh.
It was a great time, but I got to walk around some amazing hotels and see what was going on and get to learn a couple of things as well. I had to mix it in there during that time, but it was a lot of fun, which we'll talk about later on. But
we're all
close. It's close.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, let's kind of kick things off. Adam, tell us a little bit about what's going on with AKA Brickell. Like what should we be knowing about?
AKA Brickell. We are right in the heart of Brickell, which is a city that is on fire within a city that's also on fire.
Wait.
Of good stuff, of busyness and buzzing
fire.
Things and travel buzz and everything. So, yeah, it's great. Brickell has become the kind of a new little financial hotspot. It used to be, 10, 15 years ago, everybody from Miami would go to New York Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And now everybody from New York comes to Miami Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I worked in New York during that time. And it's so interesting to see that same sort of pace and feeling happening here. So, it's we have an amazing hotel here, AKA great brand, the world's most livable hotels, as we like to say.
I love it.
Started owners, 5 generations, family owned. And really, the brand started as long stay hotels and residence forward. We've now moved into more traditional hotels, which is what ours is, but still has that residential feel to them. We also have a resident component to our building of 116 condos that we also have a rent out as hotel rooms also.
That's awesome.
Yeah, great time. And an amazing restaurant in our hotel. Chef David Myers, who Sarah and I know from our West Hollywood days, has an incredible Mediterranean style restaurant in the hotel that's on our 25th floor, sweeping views of the water. Amazing spot to come to.
Oh, wait, where'd you go? Wait, why can't I hear you? Wait, why can't I hear you?
Can you hear me now? All right.
Did you mute yourself? Oh, you did.
There's construction going on in the office here, guys. We talked about Miami's booming.
Yeah.
Miami's booming in my office next door to where I'm at. And so there's some emergency construction. So I'm going mute off. But I can tell you, I did that 50 hotels in 50-day challenge last summer. Stop by your hotel, and I love your outdoor space. You got a great outdoor area, the gym area that you built out there. The pool deck is beautiful. I'm a big fan of what you all are doing. So
thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, well, and I have to say, as somebody who gets to travel to all sorts of fun cities in the U.S., there is some sort of magic sauce happening here in Miami.
Yeah,
there really is. Like, despite whatever's going on, like in the rest of the country, and I mean, it's doing really well, and so it must be really exciting to be here and to be working here because you've kind.
Yeah, we're walkie-talkie. We're in action. We're calling him downstairs. I love it.
Didn't know this was happening. Someone call the manager.
Fire alarm? I got construction. We got fire alarms.
Yeah, I don't.
Are they going to test it every 5 seconds?
I don't think so. Sorry,
guys.
This is the live show, people. So in the comments, where are you watching from? Where are you watching this happen? We love seeing these things. But I think we could hop into our show while it's going on because I don't hear it that loud.
It's not that loud? Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, he's talking about sprinkler systems and all sorts of fun things. But yeah, this is fun times. Okay. All right. I think he's wrapped up his.
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see what happens. It's all right. Well, at least we've got our microphones on. But guys, this is a live podcast. So exciting times.
I like it. We need Kate Parrish up here. This is amazing. Real life hotel world.
Yeah, it definitely is. Hold on, let's see.
But we've got some fun things going on. I love it from Dallas, Texas. Thank you, Aaron, for watching from Dallas.
Oh, Scott Nathan, I see your comment here.
That was my bad, Scott.
I know. Scott Nathan, don't worry. We weren't meaning actually on fire. Yeah, exactly. No pre-recording here. We keep it live. So
legitimate drilling going on next door to me. Fire alarms going on over here. A lot of good things happening.
Very cool. Well, with that, should we dive into our first topic?
Let's do it.
All right, cool. Well, it would be remiss of us to talk about what's happening in the hotel industry if we didn't talk about what's been big in the news this past week. Tariffs. Our favorite word. And so, obviously this has been big in the news, but how is this actually going to impact us? Obviously higher costs, delayed renovations, less demand. But it is, this is like a real life sort of challenge and situation. What are you seeing, Steve?
Well, with my drilling going on, I'm going to lean into the microphone here next door. But I'm seeing a lot of things happening already because even for a project I've been working on, we've been talking about that glamping project I've been working on for 2 years. Mm-hmm. We're now having to look at providers and builders within the United States when we were looking with outside. And the prices started to get so high this week that we really couldn't make those things happen. And so you can see it in the real world happening. And you're starting to see it now with a lot of the buildings going up just from this report. That internationally sourced materials typically account for like 15 to 20% of a hotel's development budget. Mm-hmm. And those costs are going up 10% at the very minimum. And so now people building hotels that are in the middle of construction are going to have to figure out what they're going to do.
Yeah, definitely. So actually, Adam, what's like been going on behind the scenes, as much as you can share, obviously, with this talk? Are people nervous or just?
Yeah, look, I opened a hotel in 2021 and also in 2022, and that was very, very difficult. You end up, like you're saying, you go for your third or fourth choice of what you really want just because of based on what's available. So I think for hotels that are in development and even in the final stages, really OS&E, all that kind of stuff too. It's not even just development stuff. So I think that's who's going to be affected the most. Operating hotels, I don't know. Doesn't appear like anything is going to really change a ton for that.
What about like materials and stuff? Like I don't know, even just thinking F&B, like napkins or like that.
Some of those little things you'll have to bob and weave and kind of look at some different suppliers and things. We now order eggs from 6 different people based on who has it available. There'll be some of that, but I think it will be the development part for sure will be the hardest hit.
Yeah,
I can agree on that because we're in that stage right now where now we were getting investors together. We had costs set up, and then all of a sudden you have to start pivoting very quickly. And, we'll see what's going to happen here. Just seeing Scott Nathan, steel, lumber, furniture is going to be tough. That is true. Like those things are all going to get more expensive, but I understand the other side. As we said, we're not going to talk politics here. Things are starting to be built in the United States. So I'm buying from somebody here in the United States that normally I would not have. So I'm not sure where this will go. I know that they're going to keep watching that. It's the big headlines that we're seeing over the last 4 days. We will see what happens with the travelers too, because I know when I was in Vegas, it was busy and packed, but just talking to other people there, how it's affecting the stock market. A lot of people had lost a lot of money in those couple of days, and maybe you weren't spending as much freely that they would have at that blackjack table. I know that was me for sure as well. So let's see. It was big for hotels right now.
Yeah, I think Q2 will definitely see a little dip. This is always the first thing is corporate travel. Everybody says to kind of halt their budgets on corporate travel. But when it's little things like this that hopefully don't go on for a while, kind of end up making that up in the later parts of the year. So for markets, my market and a lot of markets, Q3 is the lightest corporate travel time of the year, summer. So if this means that a little of the Q2 corporate travel moves to Q3 once things calm down, that would be just fine by me.
Yeah. Well, and that's actually a really good point because I mean, just I'm seeing, the travel that I'm booking for some of my clients, and as of now, it's not slowing down. People are still looking to just really go all out, especially planning ahead for summer. But as you mentioned, the corporate travel, that's definitely very interesting. I mean, I'm seeing, whether that's even part of like marketing budgets and all of that adds up quite a bit. So, what is this question? This looks like a good one. How do you think the brands will help offset or incentivize new builds? That's an interesting one.
Yeah, that's a great question. I have to do some research on that because the brands want these hotels to get built, but if owners don't have the funds that they need to get it done because everything got more expensive, 10, 20, 25%, the big brands have a lot of fees that they put into those P&Ls. They may have to start looking at, all right, how are we going to make up that difference for that owner? So that's going to be an interesting time for owners who are looking at brands. Which brand's helping me get through this? Because a lot of brands have fees that, we've all worked in hotels. We see the P&L. Like there's different strategies for a brand to make some money. They're going to have to figure out where they can break a little bit and give that owner the reason to build this new hotel. So, Aaron, don't have the exact answer, but we'll research some more and maybe have something for you next week.
Yeah, I think that'll also be obviously very market specific.
Yep.
Depending on where they can kind of like see their return on the investment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, interesting stuff. Again, we had to kind of like touch on that, but yeah, more to come. This will probably not be the last time that we talk about it.
Yeah.
All right. We ready to move on here?
Let's do it.
Okay. Let's talk about, this will be interesting. Hotel staffing levels. This has been, I feel like we keep talking about this over and over, but hotel staffing levels are still kind of remaining below pre-pandemic figures. So our dear friends over at AHLA, they project an addition of 14,000 hotel jobs in 2025. But despite these gains, this is still significantly lower than where we were as far as just hotel staffing in 2019. This was interesting. Only 2 regions, Montana and DC, Washington, DC, are the only 2 regions that are anticipated to surpass pre-pandemic employment levels. Montana.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going up in Montana. A lot of dude ranches popping up. But what was interesting with all this, Sarah, and for Adam too, is that even though there are less people working, they're spending way more, right? So there's been an increase of 2.1% in compensation for all of the people working, right? So you have good people, they're paying more to keep those people, you're raising rates to hopefully get new talent in the doors, and it's still not there, but you're still paying more. And so, I know from talking to different hotel owners, I'm curious about Adam and your hotel, is that they had many layers before the pandemic, right? That they thought they needed. And then after I was in there, I remember those layers got cut away and we still had to deliver on those high needs and the high demands and the high ADRs. And you started putting some technology and you're like, all right, I think we can get through this with less people. Ownership would think, right? On the ground level is ultra stressful because you had to do that. But I still think that there's a lot of people capping things. Like I'm working on some new projects and they're like, no, we don't need that many people, or we don't need that many concierge, or we don't need that many front desk people.
Yeah.
So Adam, how's it looking in your hotel? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling short staffed? How do you feel?
Coming out of the pandemic, you learned how to do, like you just said, so much more with so less. Mm-hmm. And then you try to figure out how to kind of add those levels back in. I think our company's done a great job of, we're currently, happy to say, for most of our areas, we're at our budgeting staffing levels, which are less than 2019, but we are just working smarter and not harder. And you're able to kind of figure out how you're able to do more with less, and particularly in the tipped areas, banquets, front of house, food and beverage, where you want to pay as high of a wage as possible, but you also want them to the tip pools to be as high as possible. So how do you just try to hit it right in the middle where you're delivering the service that you need to, but you're keeping it there, and the staff appreciates that. They're willing to hustle and to go. Nobody wants to be by themselves on the floor with all three sections, but so you kind of can figure out how to move it in that level and be able to do that. And like you said, the wages in Miami, hotel wages are 30%, some even more than what they were pre-pandemic levels. So just if there's going to be that much in wages, which is great, the industry needed that, we needed to correct that. But you just can't have as many people there. But there are certain places, to your point, that are doing it way too far.
Yeah, it's true. Like my old role, and I'm very happy for my old assistant director. He has my current job and is making way more than I was making 3.5 years ago. So it's true. You need to have that locked in. No,
definitely. I mean, it's a really interesting point. I love that you even, especially bring up like the tipped wages or the tipped positions. I mean, you might be doing a little bit more, but then you have obviously the opportunity to earn more. So, I mean, I think obviously that's what's driving it at the end of the day. But I mean, I think again, this is not something that it's going to be a overnight sort of change. We're just really living in a new time with everything, just because the whole landscape has changed.
Well, what's cool though is the new technology is coming out. Like I represent some technology companies and I see what they've been creating over the last 2 years based on the needs of hotels. And it's just awesome to see like how much more information you can get on your clients. It's also great to see the experience you can give those hotel guests, because everything is smoother. They can get things on demand. They can serve themselves if they need. They don't have to wait on somebody if there's a line or it's busy. So I like seeing where this is going. I think there's going to be a nice balance between the two as we continue on.
Yeah, definitely agree. Okay, guys, let's shift gears a little bit out of hotels and let's talk about what's going on just in the world of travel. You down for that?
Sure.
You were traveling a lot in your most recent role.
Yes, yeah. I was all over.
Yeah. So prior to this, are you okay to mention?
Yeah, sure, of course.
So prior to this position, Adam was working with Seidel.
With Seidel Group and Nomad Hotels at a Nomad London. So I was traveling there a ton and different projects all around Europe. But yes, spent a lot of time the last few years in London.
I mean, and that's also a really great sort of, I know it's not a learning curve, but just having the ability through that position to see what's going on, obviously, in different markets, but in different countries, certainly. And then actually like being out there traveling with other travelers and seeing all of that. Yeah. So, okay. Oh, wait, what is this? Okay, hold on. So Aaron said, do you think bringing in more visible tipping automation for housekeeping would increase retention? Interesting. Tipping automation, we'll circle back to that. I know brands typically don't like the perception that it can present to the guests.
Well, we have rolled that out as a company. and it's been going great. We haven't had any guest pushback. The staff loves it. It does generate extra money from them. It's
automation.
Automation, yeah. QR codes.
The QR code. Got it. Sorry. So no. Well, that's like digital tipping.
Yes.
But like,
yes.
I didn't know like tipping automation. But yes, digital tipping for sure.
Digital tipping, yeah.
Yeah, because nobody's carrying cash on them anymore.
No.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. So we all know, big fan, digital tipping. That was actually my last video I posted yesterday. So, Steve, you're laughing over there. I see you chuckling.
I'm laughing because it's drilling so loud, and I'm just listening. So
it's all right. It's all right.
They just stopped.
We'll go ahead and we'll talk about our next topic, which is actually Virgin Voyages. I love that we're talking about this because not this direction, that direction.
Yep.
Yeah. So we've got Virgin Voyages right over there, but they are the Virgin Voyages CEO is still basically maintaining their child-free strategy, and they, in the sense that they are doing child-free sailings, and they're doing well. It seems to be this untapped market. Virgin Voyages reported a 60% increase in revenue, attributing the growth to the fact that it is an adults-only cruise. This is very interesting. Okay, so actually, both of you guys have children.
Yep.
I mean,
I think for this, I have a 3-month-old and a 3.5-year-old, and this sounds like absolute heaven.
Yeah, I can agree. I can see. I watch that cruise ship go out all the time.
Me too.
I leave, and I'm like, where are you taking me?
Take me with you.
Yeah.
When we get on there. But it's tough, right? Because you want to take your family on the cruise. I understand this. If I didn't have kids, it's tough going to Royal Caribbean or Carnival. There's kids running around everywhere, peeing in the pools. You want to be able to like enjoy your time where it's more adult focused themes and maybe the food is a little bit different. You know, I have not been on there. Sarah, didn't you go on that cruise ship?
I have. I've been on a couple times, but I did chartered trips on it. So it wasn't like the full experience, but obviously, you know, you've got the restaurants. First of all, food's fantastic. It's fun. I think they do a really great job of keeping it hip, cool. What I've been told is for when it's open for the regular sort of passengers, they're selling cool. And I think that's really, they're tapping into a whole interesting market within the United States of people that are like, I just want to be in like a cool and a vibe right now. And so the food's great. The atmosphere is fun. It's not cheesy. And they definitely go all out. So you can party as much or as little as you want with it. But I think, and so they're doing so well, they're expanding. They will launch a 4th vessel, Brilliant Lady, in September. So it's
amazing to see. Like these cruises keep getting bigger and bigger. There's more and more people that are enjoying that type of travel because everything's included. We talked about all-inclusive resorts before. This is that on the ocean.
On the water.
You get to go land somewhere. And what's great is for our city, now that you're in Miami, and I'm sure, Adam, you can talk about it, they need places to stay before and after.
It's a massive part of our business. So the pre and post cruise stay is huge. So it's awesome. And particularly people that are traveling from far away, you can sometimes get 2 nights on one side and 2 nights on the other. Mm-hmm. And they're not weekends. They're typically cruising on the weekends. So they're filling Sundays and the harder days to fill. So yeah, it's an amazing area for Miami for the hotels. That's
so good. Do you take people to the cruise ships or they have to get there? Do you have like a little?
No.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
just curious. Yeah.
Traffic is some of them do it, but the traffic is so bad. You would you'd get like one family and then you'd be done.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Well, it's so funny that you bring that up because sometimes, so being on the West Coast coming here, now granted, everybody knows I fly Delta and there's only one Delta flight that comes into Miami because it's an American hub. I get it. But even when I'm like trying to plan my flights in, if I've got a cruise, like I pretty much have to stay overnight, at least one night. And so, but I get in late enough in the day that I'm like, oh, well, I'm not really seeing Miami. So then I would want to stay 2 nights. So I almost feel like they're in cahoots in a good way.
Yes. Yeah.
With the airlines to help strategize. I mean, ultimately ends up by benefiting everyone.
Listen, I love the cruise industry here. I love seeing all the ships coming through. I watch them all the time and how they're changing and adapting. You're at Sea Trade right now, learning all the new things that are coming out. So keep bringing those people here to our city. Keep showing off what we have here. I love seeing it.
Yeah, love it. Okay, why don't we, I'm looking at the time here, so we'll kind of keep it moving. Let's talk about our friends over at Expedia. They are sort of cautioning their approach to generative AI integration. Interesting. Expedia Group is integrating generative AI technologies such as ChatGPT into its platform to enhance customer experiences. But they're kind of trying to do it in a balanced way. So, okay, Steve, you were huge in the whole, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, you're going to hear the loud drilling going on in my office right now as I talk.
That's right.
But I love using new tools. I'm screaming over it. Take it away, Adam.
Do you have any thoughts on this, Adam?
No, look, I think as an independent, we're an independent brand without a loyalty program behind us. We're lucky to have tons of book direct business, but we rely on Expedia huge. So it's always interesting. Whatever Expedia does, everybody kind of follows after. So it'll be interesting to see how it works for them and how quickly everybody else is to jump and follow suit.
Yeah, no, and that's a really good point. And it's not just Expedia, because obviously this will sort of like trickle down or just like bleed over into a lot of the other OTAs. So this is interesting. They have this employee engagement. Expedia has established an internal playground for employees to experiment with various large language models. So they're really trying to promote from within the sort of culture of innovation, which I mean, for that, I think that's great. They should make it so that, because that's where you, in that sort of like playground, that trial and error, that's where they're sort of able to find and figure out what works, what might be new. So
yeah, I mean, I just used it for our trip in Las Vegas. Like, we had to plan a couple things when it was downtime. It gave me a bunch of great ideas, not using Expedia, but using ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And it also gave us ways to like budget and how to split up these giant payments we had. And it gave us tools to use. And I just think there's 1,000 ways for using it for traveling and for planning. It just makes things way easier for me, at least. I've been using it every day, multiple times a day.
Yeah. So did you use the operator to do like any fancy things with it?
100%. It made we couldn't get a reservation at a restaurant that we wanted to go to, and we let operator in the background keep booking until it got booked.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's actually going to be really interesting. I need to play around with that for some of the hard to get reservations and things that I find myself in. Have you played around with it?
No, not on that front. That's a really good idea.
It's very cool. If you can try operator, you have to pay the $200 a month for right now to play with it, but try it.
All right. Why don't we just shift gears, if you're cool with that? Talk about our real-time recap. I get really excited about that. I have to do that every time. I don't know. So yeah, for those that might be new to listening to us, we always do sort of a recap on what we've seen in the world of hospitality in the past week. I always feel, and I talk about this actually in my talks, that it's very much like if we train ourselves to find good hospitality, we end up creating more of it. So, did you have any interesting hospitality moments that you saw this week? Or Steve, I don't know how your sound is.
My sound's good now. I got Will in the background. It's like you're just like a reporter in the storm, so screaming through a microphone. So that's what I'll do, but it's quiet now. I went to Las Vegas, like I mentioned. I stayed at the beautiful Fontainebleau Hotel in Vegas. Really enjoyed it, but there was one employee I want to give a shout out to. It just arrived, and I was just looking for like a cafe to go to, and I saw a security officer, and I wish I remembered her name, but she was the sweetest lady. She's like, "What's your name?" I said, "My name's Steve." She's like, "Steve, let me show you around." And she showed me around this whole hotel lobby area, which is gigantic, and spent like 20 minutes with me just kind of showing me around. It was just the nicest person. And for me, that's the little things in a gigantic hotel like that in Vegas. That one security officer who was so nice took the time to like show me around.
That's so funny, because when I was in Vegas in January, I took my mom there because my mom, we were walking through all the different hotels and casinos, and we walked in kind of like, definitely like wide-eyed, like not knowing where to go. And a security guard. So this is probably part of their training, because a security guard approached us and was like, "Hey, where do you need to go? Like, have you been here before?" And he pointed us. It was so interesting because you're not expecting that from a security guard.
Was it a woman?
No, it was a man.
Okay.
But that just shows you that that's something that they're doing.
Yeah, it was great. It was excellent. I felt like, wow, this is a great way to start the trip, and just having someone so nice right to start the day and show you where you're going and get the lay of the land. So shout out to the Fontainebleau in Vegas. Beautiful hotel.
Nice. What have you seen?
You know what? I saw it was Ultra Music Festival in Miami 2 weeks ago now, and it's one of the busiest times of the year. And there was a lot of hotel collaboration with our hotels that are, our competitors and our normal scene. People were oversold, people were walking. There was situations where people had run out of things, and there was just a lot of hospitality between the hotels.
Oh, that's cool.
And that time, people share staff, and we know that, and people were open on that. So it was a really nice. Other general managers in the area, other directors of operations, just a kind of a nice team neighborhood feeling between everybody on what's a crazy week for everybody.
That's great. I love that. I mean, and because again, it's like, it's all showing that we're all in it together and kind of showing that camaraderie between the different properties where they might immediately be like, oh my gosh, you're on my comp set. Like we can't play like that. But I mean, when everybody's busy, everybody's winning.
Right.
So,
and I can just say from our vacation rental world, for our company, we were sold out at like the highest rates we've had. It was a record weekend for us, way over last Ultra. I don't know if it was the same for you.
Yeah, same. Yeah, the whole market was, and with terrible weather too. So
yeah, flooding everywhere. I got to use the Bronco to go through the floods. So that was fun.
I want to give a shout out to the team over at Blackberry Farms. So I don't know if you're familiar with them. I know, right in Tennessee. I happen to have some clients that were looking at staying there. We had to change some things last minute. But every single time I spoke to them on the phone, they were just so calm. They were relaxed. They were, it just was a reminder of what exceptional hospitality is. And by the way, I mean, they're known for being in a very rural area. I mean, it's a very specific destination property, not large at all. And we had to make some changes there. And I think you might even only have one concierge. And that concierge was very on top of it. The communication was fantastic. Their reservations team, even with us changing things, were very flexible and working with us on that. So shout out to them. It just was nice to see. It was new for me to be working with that particular property. So they were doing a fantastic job. So that was, have you been?
No.
Have you heard of it?
No, I've heard of it. Yeah. But
oh yes. So
award-winning place. I've been watching that place for a long time. I gotta get
they're and it's like it's not super easy to get to. I mean, you have to fly into Knoxville. Our good friend.
Yeah.
Oh, but a former coworker, Kirk Figgins works over in Knoxville at the Graduate.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, small world. Now we all now have reasons to go.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we got our hospitality quote of the week. Should I read it here?
Yeah, get it.
All right. Listening is critical to leadership, and so is staying authentic. You do that, and you will get loyalty. Making your role as a leader will be easy. Very nice quote here today. So, Adam, do you take this kind of leadership? Is this what you do in your hotel?
Yeah, definitely. I'm a leader of cooperation and teamwork, and I came through operations, so I'm wanting to roll up my sleeves and be in there with everybody. And
I can attest to that.
Yeah.
No, I can and I will, like, I honestly, because we're gonna have a sentimental moment now, so everybody be prepared. But that you were one of the main reasons why I ended up staying at the London for so long. It was because you set the tone, and you were very much like, you were right in there, like roll up your sleeves in the weeds, with us when it got busy. I mean, I think there was one time there was a crazy rainstorm and there was, the hotel was flooding. And I remember the two of us were like on our hands and knees in the lobby, like wiping down the floor. When you've got that sort of leadership that's leading by example, I mean, that really sets the tone. And obviously that also includes a lot with, you would be on the computer across the lobby, and then something would happen, and then you would chime in, and it was like, he hears everything. So that's one type of listening for sure.
Yeah.
But I think being in and around everybody and making sure that you're visible, you are able to hear.
Well, thank you. And that's the fun part. The boring part of our jobs is when we're in our office by ourselves behind a computer looking at a spreadsheet. The fun part is getting out there and playing with everybody.
Said like a true leader in operations.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, this has been great. What a fun show.
Exciting live show with so much going on in the background. We still deliver for you watching and listening.
True professionals right over here. True professionals. But this was great. And Adam, thank you for being part of our first sort of like interview series, co-host series.
Thank you.
I thought it was cool. So you guys, if you like this format, let us know. We definitely will be, considering some additional co-hosts as we move forward here and there. We got some fun things going on. But
I would say too, for listeners and watchers, if you're watching this on the repeat, on the replay, pause this now. Check out AKA Brickell. It is a great place.
Thank you very much.
Go stay with Adam. It is a beautiful hotel here in Miami and well worth a visit. But listen, a great show this week. What do we say? Until next week, stay hospitable, everybody.
Stay hospitable. Bye. Bye.
Want to stop juggling spreadsheets, calendars, and a dozen apps just to run your rentals? Logify makes it easy. It's an all-in-one toolkit for hosts. Build a direct booking website, automate guest messaging, and keep all your channels in sync. Running your rental business your way has never been simpler. And for Good Morning Hospitality listeners, you can get 20% off any yearly plan with code GMH20. Just check the link in the show notes to get started today.